Hi and welcome to Our Bookseller with me, Stephen Andrews. I thought it was time for a walk around Bath in the rain. I'm going to meet Tom Toner. I should say I'm going to meet Tom Toner, SF writer and personal friend, later on for a catch-up. I'm going to nip into HMV. I'm on a bit of a Bluray kick at the moment, which is the first time for a while actually. See what they've got. This is Milsom Place in Bath, which is between Milsom Street and Broad Street. It's been here for years and years and years. It used to be called Shire's Yard, and it's a classic example of the white elephant in British retailing, where, you know, most of the time it's just empty, as you can see. And the trouble with Bath is that we rely too much on the tourist trade and the assumption that everybody's got lots of money. So lots of things open up and the things that people don't need, and the result is they don't last. And if it's up to me, I could take this over. I'd fill it with lots of different little bookshops, one for each genre, as it were. That would be great fun, wouldn't it? I'm kind of sheltering from the rain really until I meet Tom. This is my Arrow video bag, which I dug out of a box because I'm in a Blu-ray mood. And I'm just going to show you what I picked up from HMV. Ennismen, BFI. Really decent little folk horror film from about 2 years ago, 2022. I watched it on the BFI player on Amazon the other night, decided I want to get it. Really, really good, I recommend it. A lot of these folk horror things are kind of cliched, and this has its moments, but it's really sort of compelling, visually very interesting. I recommend it. You can't really tell where it's going, it's got lots of different threads in it, which I liked. I was really, really, really surprised to see this. This is Straight Time with Dustin Hoffman, which is from the 70s, and it's based on Edward Bunker's first novel, No Beast So Fierce, which is one of the finest hard-boiled crime novels you'll ever read. And Bunker was a real criminal. He played Mr. Blue in Reservoir Dogs, and his books are just amazing because they're based on his career as a thief, con man, jailbird, really incredible stuff, totally authentic. And when I read the book, for the first time I realised why criminals tend to reoffend, because of the way they're treated in society. And yeah, you know, you can blame them, but it really was a revelation to read that book. I really recommend it. Now this is a film I've got very mixed feelings about because of the animal cruelty scenes in some versions. This is the 88 film slipcase limited edition of Cannibal Holocaust, and I bought this because it's got a commentary by Kim Newman and my friend Barry Forshaw, and their commentaries are normally only on imprint films, which are Australian films. So I really want to hear what they've got to say about it, but I do have real moral issues with it because in some ways it's a really amazing film, but it has that exploitation element, and I'd be quite happy if somebody produced a completely animal-free cut. But you know, it is an interesting thing because it comments on itself, so it's kind of postmodern, and it does have that kind of get-out clause thing, but I'm very interested to hear what Barry and Kim have to say. This was an unexpected pleasure. This is Tentacles, one of those films that came out in the wake of Jaws, and I've got a really old, scrappy Midnight Movies double DVD of this with Empire of the Ants, and this of course is the one about the giant octopus. and it's got lots of Hollywood stars in it. It's really cheesy, but it's a film I love. I'm hoping that there's a reversible sleeve underneath with a proper poster on, because that's what I really want, but I couldn't resist this on Blu-ray. Now this is an oddity. This is Martin by George A. Romero, which you've never seen his amazing vampire film. It sort of upsets the apple cart, and it's really amazing revisionist vampire film. Excellent stuff. Now I've got this on a double DVD. I've seen it many times over the years. The old Arrow one, which has got the Italian cut, slightly different order, different music by Goblin. And as I understood it, this was shot on 16mm, so Blu-ray transfer seems kind of pointless. There's even like a 4K HD one, which, you know, I really can't see that, but we'll find out, I guess. But if you've never seen Martin, I really recommend it. There's a fairly recent vampire film called The Transfiguration, which is very like Martin, but it's well worth seeing as well. Well, the rain's eased off a bit now. I'm not meeting Tom for another 45 minutes, but at least I can wander around with a degree of comfort because it's really, really wet. And I've got an umbrella, but you know umbrellas are like, they're really not the thing, are they? I'm in the Galleria in Bath, which is an amazing magazine shop and probably the best one in the country by a long chalk, run by a fantastic team, and I absolutely love coming in here, and it's full of great magazines, avant-garde things, fashion, photography, art, music, everything you can think of, undefinable, interesting things. Well worth a visit if you come to Bath. There's a website as well, and absolutely stunning, and I just really find the urge to reach for my wallet in here all the time. Beautiful stuff, as you can see. So do have a look at the website and visit when you come to Bath, because it's fantastic. And if you like beautiful things in print media, you cannot go wrong. And I tend to buy my music magazines here and odd other things, and this is a rabbit hole it would be interesting to fall down. And this is an interesting magazine here, Oof, which is about the intersection of art and football, which is fascinating. And they do some books as well, and it's absolutely beautiful, as you can see. Not just beautiful magazines, but a beautiful shop with fantastic unitary, and I'm always talking about good shop design, which is both beautiful and practical, in the William Morris sense. I bought my first issue of Weird Walk here, which is now a bit of a thing, as you can see. All sorts of fantastic stuff. Interesting maps. Postmodern London, wow. You have to have that. And these great little books. So yeah, do come and give it a look. And thanks to Daniel. Thanks Daniel for letting me film. Get you on camera there. Little cameo. Yeah, Galleria in Bath. Don't miss it. Absolutely love Galleria. I think it's the best shop in Bath of any kind. And it's the sort of shop that we don't see enough of. There aren't even shops like that in London very much these days, and so if you come to Bath, please visit and please buy something, because Daniel's doing an amazing job there, and the stuff they've got is just incredible. One day soon I'll take you in the Roman baths. You can have a look at that. I mean, I've been loads of times, you know, living locally, but it'd be nice for you to see it. It's really quite something. This of course is the sort of nonsense you have to put up in Bath all the time. Jane Austen, Jane Austen, Jane Austen and Jane Austen. What about William Beckford, you ask yourself? You're 38 this year. So here we are, topping and co in Bath with Tom Toner, who claims to be 38 this year. Look at those youthful good looks. There we are. So, who are we going to talk about, Tom? Be careful not to sign anybody off.
Stage fright now. You didn't tell me you were going to film this. You're not allowed to be rude.
No, no, you're not. You're supposed to be good. This is the thing. So, and we're next to young adult. It's the sort of curse, isn't it? So, there we go. Joe Abercrombie, there's a Bath author. Not like I haven't filmed a year before. So, here we are. notice how your partner just wanders off when you're making a YouTube video. Shocking, really. I like Chipping Sodbury, but there's always a lot of traffic here. This is one of those idyllic moments in a classic lifestyle video, which I know you love. Good morning. It's about 7:10 and I'm here east of Bath, and I'm getting the bus into Bath and then get the train down to Dorset Bob's. I'm going to meet Jules Burt at Dorchester West Railway Station. Excited over these travel plans, isn't it? And then we're off to Bob's, and he's bought a new collection in of around about 1,000 paperbacks and 400 hardcovers, I believe. And he's invited us down to have a look, and I think they're mostly fantasy and horror, so we'll see. So I might not get as much today as I usually do when I go to Bob's. It depends what he's got, really. And I'm also in that phase where really I am tapering off a bit in the collecting, for various reasons. Space, as I keep saying, is a big issue, and of course finance is important as well. You have to be able to afford things. And also, I haven't been feeling it as much recently. I think, you know, you can have too much of a good thing sometimes. So really, I'm sort of zeroing down onto the sort of core things, the final library, really. And I see myself as being committed to collecting probably until the end of next year, the end of 25. By which time, you know, there won't be a lot left on the list. Now, of course, I buy things beyond the list. There are other things which I pick up, you come across them, nostalgia buys, but we'll see. So I don't know if I'm really feeling it today or not, but whenever I say that, there's usually some great revelation of something I really want, so we'll find out. Now, for those of you who are new to the channel, or those of you who haven't been keeping up with your studies and watching the backlist, naughty naughty, Dorset Bob is a dealer. He deals in books part-time. He has a full-time job. He is going to retire within the next few years, and then he'll have a full-blown website. I'll put the details on how you can contact him below. His stuff is good prices and usually excellent condition. So this is the, I think this is probably the 6th or 7th time I've been in a year, and he's such a nice guy as well. As I say, you'll get to see me and Jules Burt, another prominent YouTuber, a lot more prominent than me, rifling through a lot of nice books, and a book haul or two at the end. I'm a little early for the train, so I thought I'd walk you through the Parade Gardens in central Bath, because I didn't realise they were open to the public free of charge again. I haven't been there for years. I used to live right here in the centre, and behind me that bit of ruin, you know, of course it's actually a folly, it's not the real thing at all. I haven't actually been down here for years and years and years. It's just very wet, so the Avon is pretty high up today. Yeah, it's nice to sort of go back to places that you take for granted. You know, when you're a resident in a tourist city, you sort of forget about things. It's like people live in New York, never go to the top of the Empire State Building, that sort of thing, you know. So. I came down here the other day when I had a spare moment, and it was quiet. It was slightly nicer weather than this. But yeah, I used to live literally about 100 yards from here, and you just don't think about these things. This statue here is dedicated to Bladud, which sounds very Welsh. He was a very early English king, and so the legend goes. And he caught leprosy and became a swineherd. Then there's a miracle which restored him to health, so that's why there's a pig there. If I can get across this grass, which is a bit wet and muddy, there's a really charming little pet cemetery here, which was only uncovered about 10 years ago, which I didn't know about. And it's very, very poignant indeed. And interesting, you ascend rather like in the Stephen King novel Pet Sematary, where there's that mound that you have to ascend to get to the sort of spot of power or whatever it is. our mate Chum. You can't really read the inscriptions in this weather because it's too wet, but they're very, very poignant. They've got these little gravestones, and they're mostly from the 1920s and early 30s. Our faithful pet Jack and Laddie. Nookie. And there's another pet here called Toots, which I think is really sweet. And there's the obligatory bandstand. Behind that is North Parade, almost literally behind that spire. The video we're doing, I first moved in together back in, gosh, 1986. And Jane Austen lived there for a while, I seem to remember. Not in the same flat, but in that row, North Parade. Not quite sure what's going on here. It's Queenie meeting a denizen from another galaxy, a close encounter. That one's not very well documented, but there's photographic evidence, look. I must remember to go to this exhibition. Well, enough of this gadding about. I think it's time to get to the railway station, maybe get a coffee first and get on the train down to Dorset. Lovely.